Thanks for coming today, Miss Jeeves.
Sure.
My name is Tim Gregory. I will be your therapist today.
Okay.
Now, before we get started, I just want to say that everything you say here in this room is going to be completely confidential, with the exception of if you tell me anything that makes it sound like you're about to perform any sort of major self-harm, such as suicide, or if you report the abuse of a vulnerable adult, the elderly, or a child, I have to report that, or if you threaten the life of the President of the United States. Theoretically, I have to report that to the FBI, although I personally have never run into any such problem.
I would never do any of that anyway. So.
Excellent. Now, if we come to an area that kind of reaches the limits of confidentiality, I will make sure to inform you, and we can take it from there.
Okay.
Now, Miss Jeeves, what brought you in today?
I've been feeling really down lately. I mean, terribly down.
Okay.
Just not myself. I just feel like there's a hole in me. I feel like I'm depressed. People around me tell me that I'm acting like I'm depressed, and thought it would be a good idea for me to talk to someone.
Okay. Why do you think they said that?
Well, my boyfriend broke up with me.
Oh, he did?
Yes. And ever since then, I'm sure I've been not very pleasant to be around. I cut myself recently.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, I cut myself with my boyfriend's golf cleat.
Was that intentional or was that an accident?
It was totally intentional.
Okay.
That was the first time he threatened to leave me, so that was my reaction to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that a severe cut in any way?
It was severe enough to land me in the hospital, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Since then, I also took a bunch of pills.
Now, was that recent?
That was recent too. That was after the second time he threatened to leave me.
All right. Was that today? Should I call the ambulance?
No, I've already been hospitalized for that.
Okay. Now, why do you think you did that?
I mean, he's my everything. He's my world. He's my boyfriend. You know, we're supposed to spend the rest of our lives together, and he's just gonna leave me?
Absolutely. That would be concerning.
Yeah. So when he threatened to break up with me, that was just my reaction because I just love him so much.
Okay. Now, about the feelings that you're having, have you done any research? Oh, that's all right. Please, take your time.
Okay.
The feelings that you're having, have you done any research? What do you know about what you're going through?
I haven't done any research. I haven't really been able to do anything lately.
All right, that's just fine, because then we can explore those feelings together.
Okay.
And when did your boyfriend break up with you?
The first time?
Oh, so it's been an on again, off again relationship.
Yeah, he'll threaten to break up with me, and then he'll break up with me, and then I'll do something dramatic like these two gestures I just told you about.
Okay.
And I think he feels sorry for me, or just feels like it would be better to be with me, so I won't do anything crazy.
Okay.
So.
And do you feel that that's a good way to establish your relationship?
It keeps bringing him back, so.
I understand.
But that was about a month ago, the first time he threatened to break up with me.
Okay, and what's your current status?
You mean how do I feel right now? Relationship status.
Yeah.
We're together as far as I know.
Okay.
He's been broken up with me, although I don't see much of him lately, but he hasn't officially dumped me.
Now, the feelings that you're having, do they limit you from performing any of your daily activities? Do you feel that you're not able to do what you want to or do what you used to?
Absolutely. I'm pretty passionate about dance. I'm a dancer.
Okay.
I'm sure you can tell.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I don't go to the studio as much anymore. Even when I just think about dancing, it just gives me so much anxiety.
Okay. Was he a supporter of your dancing?
Absolutely, he was. He came to all my shows. Even when my family and friends couldn't make it, he was there.
That's really nice to
So
have
that's
someone
why he's
know.
just so important to me.
I understand.
He's my #1 fan.
Do you have any other friends that often come to your shows, or
No, people at school are just jealous of me, so.
why do you think that is?
I mean, I'm a dancer. Their boyfriends just want me. I've actually asked a couple of their boyfriends out, so that probably has something to do with it, but that's neither here or there. They just don't like me because I'm so much better than them, I think.
Okay. And would you say that you're often just a superior person in most regards?
Well, in my high school, yeah.
Okay, and what about here at college? You're a college senior.
Okay. Yeah, here at college too. It seemed to has carried over from high school.
All right, and I'm assuming you're just top of your dance classes
Well, I was
Okay.
before all this happened.
before the issues with your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, could I ask, did you have any previous mental health treatment aside from the hospitalizations?
I did when I was a kid. After we lost our dog,
Okay.
he was hit in a car accident, and I guess I didn't take it very well. So my family sent me to a child psychologist.
All right.
I only saw him for about a month, though.
And what were the results of that treatment?
He taught me some skills. Yeah, it was all right. I don't really remember much. I was 10. So.
Okay.
I guess it wasn't needed long term.
Right, but the death of a dog is often very traumatic, especially at such a young age.
It was.
Now you mentioned some self-harm that you had been doing. Is there anything recent or current that you're partaking in, or are you reserving action for potential breakup?
No, I don't want to hurt myself. For some reason, when he does those things to me, it just makes me want to hurt myself.
Okay.
But on a daily basis, normally I don't have the desire to harm myself ever.
All right. And
As a dancer, we're taught to value our bodies, so
Absolutely.
of course I don't want to harm it.
And is there, when you're partaking in these self-harm activities, is there ever a will to kill yourself or to end your life?
No, because then I wouldn't be with my boyfriend. I would never see him again.
All right. So, in your words, why would you do this? One more time for me.
Sure. For me, it's just a way to escape the pain and also to know that I will get his attention.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, that's probably it.
Okay, thank you very much. And what sort of goals do you have in your personal life? What are you looking forward to that's keeping on to drive you?
I want to be in Broadway.
Okay.
I want to dance in Broadway. I want to dance all over, to be honest. I just want to be a successful performer.
Real passion in dancing. Do you often find yourself dancing just in the hallway or in your home?
Sure, I could break out in the dance right now if you want.
Well, whatever makes you feel comfortable. And you mentioned just feeling this hole in your life. Has that affected your energy level in any ways? How are you feeling?
Not so good.
I understand.
Not so good at all.
Have you been sleeping more or less?
When I'm not at school, I'm sleeping.
Okay.
I'm not doing my homework like I should.
And how's about your dieting?
I don't eat. I eat very minimally. Can't even remember what I had last night, if I had anything. I can't think about anything besides him leaving me.
All right, so you'd say that these concerns are very much populating your thoughts.
They're very distracting.
If this isn't too personal, I'd like to ask about any drug history that you may have.
Well, back in high school, I abused laxatives. That just comes along with being a dancer.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of dance culture.
Are you currently using
No.
any laxatives?
No.
Okay. So this was definitely a...
Definitely something stupid to do in high school.
All right.
To fit in with the dancer crowd.
But you were the best, so...
So I really didn't need laxatives.
That's very, very good attitude. Are you currently seeing any other psychologists, or is this your first time in a
This
long
is my
time?
first time since my puppy died.
Okay. I'm just going to flip the page here, if you don't mind. And are you currently on any sort of medication for any physical or mental issues?
I take daily vitamins.
Okay.
A multivitamin for women and then some iron. But that's about it. No
right.
mental health drugs.
Are you currently suffering from any other physical ailments?
My arm still hurts from where I cut myself.
Okay.
And I did develop an infection, but I took antibiotics for that, and that seemed to help.
All right, and that cleared up the problem, or is it persisting?
It seems to have cleared up the problem, although it still hurts.
Okay. And what about in your family? Has there been a history of physical or mental illnesses?
My mother's a drinker. She always has been. We don't really have the best relationship.
Okay.
Yeah. Other than her, I don't think so. Everyone else in my family is pretty normal.
All right, and do you drink at all?
No. After seeing what it's done to my mom, no way.
I can understand that. And could you tell me a little bit about your relationship with your mother? How did it...
What relationship?
How did it deteriorate?
Just like I said, for as long as I can remember, she's been drunk. So you can't really have a relationship with a drunk person, especially when they forget to feed you or bathe you when you're a kid. So luckily, my dad was around to take care of us.
All right. And any other physical concerns in family history?
No, everyone else in my family has been always loving.
All right. Tell me a little bit more about your childhood. You mentioned that your mother drank, but your dad was there to take care of you.
He really had to step up and fill her shoes with us. And when I say us, me and my sister.
Okay.
I have an older sister who I'm not the closest with, but I mean, it is what it is. Growing up, I'm the youngest, so I was kind of the star of my family. You know, my dad's little girl. He supported me. He's the one that started me in dance when I was younger. Actually, after my puppy died.
Okay.
Yeah, because that therapist suggested that I, try some other outlet to channel my energy. So I started dancing.
All right. Very good. And after your puppy died, you took up dancing.
Mm-hmm.
Did that seem to help your stress levels?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you say now that you find it difficult to dance because you've associated that with your relationship with your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Do you think there are any other avenues that you could express your energies?
I just feel like all I know is dance, and all I know is him.
All right. Are you still planning on pursuing your dance major?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just don't know anymore.
It's all right. That's what we're here for, to think out the problems.
Okay.
And now that you're a bit older, you've had some more adult relationships. Could you tell me a little bit about personal relationships you've had with other men or women in a romantic setting?
Yeah. I don't know if my mom just messed me up. I don't really know how to be friends with women. So honestly, I haven't had a lot of female friends.
Okay.
I had a lot of boyfriends. They all don't seem to last more than a couple months. And this one, I've been with him for 2 years now, so maybe that's the difference. But I don't know, just little relationships here and there. Nothing ever significant until now.
Okay.
Until Tommy.
Tell Tommy. You know, Tommy's my dad's name.
Is it?
Absolutely. And What about your sexual relationships? Have you partaken in any sort of sexual relationships
Besides Tommy?
with Tommy or anyone else?
No, just Tommy.
Just Tommy. All right.
Yeah. I mean, I flirt. I flirt with, other people's boyfriends, but I've never taken it to that level.
Of course. And would your current sexual relationship, would it be about the same as it's always been, more or less?
I guess about the same.
Okay.
Maybe more consistent because I've known him for so long.
Absolutely. And so the sexual relationship hasn't been interrupted by the emotional turmoil?
Oh, you mean if no, we haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is that not interrupted or?
It's interrupted.
It's interrupted, okay. I understand.
I think that's the furthest thing in our minds right now.
All right. That's probably for the best, but I just had to ask. I wanted to help build an understanding.
Yes.
What would you consider yourself a spiritual person?
I don't know. My family, they're not, so I guess I don't really know about it.
So you weren't raised in it?
No.
Okay. Now, is there anything else that you'd like to express to me at the moment to help fill in some blanks?
I just want to be happy again.
All right.
I just want Tommy and me to be happy again. I want to dance again. And I don't want to be this person.
All right.
And I'm hoping we can find a way to help me get over this.
So would you say that would be your goal for therapy, to be a happy person and to dance?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
Those are two very good goals. I approve. And do you have any ideas? How would be best for you to get there, do you think? What do you want to do to be a happy person?
I just want this hole in my chest to close.
Okay.
This hole in my soul.
All right.
I guess I just really don't know.
And now, you said that you haven't had a lot of long relationships with males, but this is the first one that's lasted more than a couple of months?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And would you say that you were a happy person until he suggested to break up with you?
Probably not.
Okay. Could you tell me a little bit about why you weren't happy before that?
Sure. I mean, well, so many years of guys just coming and going and taking advantage of me just kind of takes a toll on a person and takes a toll on a person's self-worth. And you start to wonder what's wrong with you.
I understand. And in general, have you had positive relationships with peers and adults?
Like I said, I don't have a lot of female friends, and the only thing I know is male relationships, and I just told you what those were like, so.
Okay.
I really think my mom just messed me up.
All right. And after, aside from these other male relationships, is there anything that you've really bonded with? You obviously had a close relationship with your dog. I mean, it made you happy.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that makes you happy? Dance and anything else?
Well, absolutely dance, and then some of the dance team.
Okay.
I've taken to some of them, but
And how would you say your relationship with the members of your dance team is?
when it comes to dance, it's great. But the couple times we have tried to do social things outside of dance, it's all been superficial.
Okay.
I think I have a problem with connecting to people.
All right.
Because, I mean, I don't know.
And where do you think your communication with other people breaks down?
I just really don't know how to establish that long-term connection with folks.
Okay.
I guess because your mom is supposed to teach you these things. I'm a girl here. And she just wasn't, she wasn't there, so.
All right. How do you feel that maybe you could benefit from, it's another therapist in the hall, I apologize. How do you feel that you could, do you feel that you could benefit from perhaps some work with other individuals and in perhaps a group setting?
You mean like group therapy?
Yeah. Do you think that could assist you in working on?
Is it going to be a bunch of crazy people?
Absolutely not. Just a bunch of people like you and I who maybe need some help establishing healthy ways to communicate.
Well, maybe if they have similar issues that I have, but no schizos or anything.
Absolutely not. I understand that. Do you think that's something that could be helpful?
Sure, we could try it.
All right. Well, do you think that you would benefit from further therapy?
Yeah, it's felt good to talk about it.
I think that it was definitely healthy to help share some of your feelings, and I really appreciate you coming in today. Now, is there anything else you'd like to say before we end the session today?
No.
All right. Well, I really enjoyed seeing you, and if we could schedule the same time next week, that would be good for me. And if you talk to Rosie out on the front desk, she would be happy to set up some group therapy.
Okay, I'll talk to Rosie.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a wonderful day, Miss Jeeves. Cut.
I don't know how to turn it off.